Well, welcome everybody to our December 2023 board meeting. We're glad you are all here and in attendance. And if we could please get our call to order. Ms. Heisler.
Absolutely. Ms. Kawhi? Here. Dr. Middleton? Here. Ms. DiLorenzo? Here. Mr. Schwederman is absent. And Mr. Wilson?
Here. All right, if you'd all please rise and join me for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Next up is, could we get a motion, please, to adopt tonight's agenda?
So moved. Second.
Ms. Heiser?
Dr. Middleton? Aye. Ms. Kawhi? Aye. Ms. DiLorenzo? Aye. And Mr. Wilson?
Aye. And next up is approval of minutes from November 8th, 2022, regular board meeting and work session. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Ms. Heiser?
Ms. DiLorenzo? Aye. Dr. Middleton? Aye. Ms. Kawhi? Aye. And Mr. Wilson?
Aye. Next up is commendations and public comments. Do we have any public comments out there? Yes, or do we want to do? Yeah, public comments, come on up. Really got your seat. All right. Welcome, Mr. Lane. You need a copy of this. That would be great, yeah. Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Thank you for allowing me a little bit of time to share a public comment. The Oakwood Teachers Association would like to thank the Levy Committee for their time and commitment educating and advocating for the passage of the 6.75 mil levy on the ballot November 7th. The OTA appreciates the great show of support from the Oakwood community in improving the levy, providing financial stability to Oakwood schools for the next 3 years. The passage of the levy will allow educators to focus on doing the necessary work, pursuing our commitment to excellence. In addition, we welcome Debbie DiLorenzo back to the board, and we especially would like to thank Nathan Ryder for joining us on the Board of Education. We look forward to their participation on the board team and continuing our positive working relationship together. Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lane, for coming in and expressing the thoughts from the Oakwood Teachers Association. Much appreciated. All right, next up is superintendent commendations.
Yes, I'd like to go out of order and move 10A up for a recommendation for your approval. I'd like to call Mrs. Amanda Brown up to the podium to share a little bit, but I'd like to first, I'll do the recommendation, give you a chance to introduce yourself, and then we'll take the vote if you make your way up to the podium. But I'd like to do a recommendation is made for to employ Amanda Brown for the attachment that you have as our community relations director beginning this year, 2023-24. She'll actually start a week from today, December 18th, pending completion of the required documents. And it does say that she received a Bachelor's of Science and Communications from Kent State University. She does have her family here, so I'd like for her to share a little bit as much as she wants, share who's in the audience with her, and then if we could do a vote.
Sure. Well, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure getting to know the Oakwood School District and all of the community members throughout my interview process. This evening, I have my family, my husband Ken, and our 2 children, Kenny and Kira. They're 4 and 2. They were very excited to come and see who mommy's going to be working for here in the future. So I really appreciate this opportunity. I'm beyond thrilled to be joining the district. It's exciting, and it's been a pleasure to get to know just what makes this place so special. And in a short period of time, I feel like I already have been welcomed with open arms. So thank you, and I look forward to working together.
Well, thank you. With that, we can make the recommendation. All right, recommendation is made to employ Amanda Brown for attachment as Community Relations Director for the 2023-2024 school year, effective December 18, 2023, pending completion and verification of required documents. Ms. Brown has earned a BS in Communications from Kent State University, my alma mater, so go Flashy. All right, can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Sizer.
Ms. DiLorenzo.
Aye.
Dr. Middleton.
Aye.
Ms. Kawhi.
Aye.
And Mr. Wilson.
Aye. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Excited to have you.
Next, under our commendations, I'd like to introduce Dr. Waller, our principal at the high school, to introduce two students that are going to give an update on the principal superintendent advisory council.
Yeah, I'd just like to introduce, we have Calafia Bateau and Issa Dunlap. They're here to give a report on our last meeting. We had superintendent, two freshmen here, so they're ready to go.
Good evening, board members and everyone here tonight. Thank you for hearing us speak. I'm Issa Dunlap,
I'm Calafia Vito.
and we're part of the advisory council, a club composed of Oakwood high schoolers from all grades. During our meeting, we discussed topics that many of our peers frequently talk about among each other, but rarely bring to the attention of the staff out of school. Our job is to bring our opinions and the opinions of our peers to these meetings, so Dr. Waller and Dr. Gupta can have a better understanding of how students really feel.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Calafia. At our most recent meeting, we discussed the new cell phone policy that was put in place at the beginning of the school year. So for those who don't know, there's a cell phone pocket in every classroom that students are supposed to put into their phones into the pocket. And so we discussed this topic, and we feel that if there's going to be a rule, it should be put in place for everybody, because some kids don't tend to put their phones in there or say they don't have their phone. And I feel that it's rare that students actually use their phone for different things in schoolwork during like classwork time. I rarely feel distracted by my phone, and I know my friends don't really go on their phones either. But some people definitely have that. They need to go on their phone, they need to check. But Dr. Waller provided some statistics on how phones and social media are linked to depression and anxiety among teens. And it's important that the students don't feel this way, because obviously that can lead to like less academic success and other stuff in life that's important, clubs, etc. So we feel that it's definitely important to put a rule in place, but maybe one that students can agree on, and one that doesn't become kind of, I don't know, so controversial that kids will get upset over it. So thank you.
Okay. And then we also talked about the honor roll and the college decisions of Oakwood students and how they're put in the Oakwood register. And the council provided input on how we thought that having your name in such a public space provides motivation to improve your grades if you didn't make it, but then also celebrates the academic achievements of students who aren't normally put in the spotlight. And so, however, there was an issue that students who didn't make the honor roll might feel insecure about not seeing their names in the paper. But the council thought that this wasn't actually a problem among our peers, because students only look to see their own names, and no one has heard of friends or other classmates complaining of this issue before. But while we decided to continue publishing the names of honor roll students in the paper, we thought that putting college decisions in the newspaper was more of a private matter. So the council thought it was best to set out a form to the seniors and give them an option to opt out of the usual publication if they wanted to. And this way, only those who wanted their college decisions in the newspaper would be shown. Thank you, and we hope you consider our feedback.
You guys have any questions for them?
Not so much a question as a comment, and I want you to know, and Dr. Waller as well, it's really great to have when the students from the advisory council come in and share what's the conversations are going on. It really kind of gives us as board members a glimpse in terms of what are the topics that students are talking about, what are the topics that are really important. There have been a number of times that students have brought some issues up here that we just never would have thought about, right? Because we're just not at that day-to-day level. So it is much appreciated. And it's not easy coming in front of an audience and sharing those kinds of opinions, especially when it's being televised. And I think half of Oakwood is watching. So we like to think so. So, yeah. Any other questions or comments? Okay,
Thank you
yeah,
for
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Feel free to stick around if you've done your piece, right? You need to move on, or if you're getting credit for being here, by all means. Stay.
Yeah, if I could just kind of make a quick comment to what they both shared. Obviously, we know cell phones are a national conversation that is happening across every school district, at least in the United States, as far as, what do we do with cell phones? And so, well, I think what I most appreciate is that Dr. Waller has established kind of a process for us to, make sure that we've got student voice in that conversation. And what I really gleaned was, we got great students that they kind of are to know how to, I guess, self-manage, what they need to do. And some of them during that meeting kind of disclosed, I know I kind of check my phone a little bit too much, and I do turn it in, or I do flip it over, I do turn it off. And others say we use it as a teaching tool, a learning tool, that they're using it to look up and go through some of their own lessons and preparation for exams. The second one, actually, so just for some background about publication of colleges and honor rolls and things like that. Actually, I received a few messages from families that had kind of shared those questions with me. And again, obviously I've got my own opinion. I'm sure everybody's got an opinion of that, but I wanted to kind of hear from our students. And so kind of where they landed, we'll kind of see where things go from there, and we'll continue to monitor. But it seems like kind of, letting students have that voice and choice of what they want published in there kind of makes the most sense. So you can kind of take a look at that. Want to share some other accommodations. And so again, you want to excuse yourselves because you have homework to do and you got other things. We're okay with that. You can feel free to go.
Yeah,
So thank you. Other accommodations I do want to share. I do think about the 3 buckets that I've constantly shared about high student achievement, safe school environment, and effective and efficient operations. For high student achievement, over the past month, we've had a number of achievements that are worth sharing. The first one, not in any order, Oakwood Junior High School, just similarly like the high school, we received rankings with US News and World Report on best high schools. We also have one for junior highs and middle schools, and Oakwood Junior High School was ranked number 7 in Ohio. So that was just over the past month. Also, there's an award called the Dadiak Good Life Award. There's an essay that goes on. A number of students from Montgomery County submitted essays for that. We had 4 students receive honorable mention for their essays. We had 1 student, Audrey Herrera, that received first place. And then of all the teachers that submitted, we had the best teacher, Mrs. Jackson was the best teacher that was also recognized. So we brought some great hardware back home. I think the first place received a recognition. She didn't do it for this reason, but I think she received a $3,000 check, which as a freshman, that is awesome. And it was a beautiful piece that she wrote. I wrote a blog about it last week, I believe, and linked her essay in there. You can read all the essays online. For Ohio United Nations, the high school had just taken a trip up to Columbus. We had over, 60 students, I think, participate. More than that, because it was 2 charter buses that left and went there. So that was amazing just to kind of see the number of kids involved. Callista Stiles received Outstanding Leader, got that award. And then Marcella Strombeck received Outstanding Delegate Award. Last month, we also had a jazz performance in a clinic, and we had University of Dayton there, the conductor and the students part of that. It was a neat concert. Last month, we also had our high school play, She Kills Monsters. I got a chance to see that, and our kids did a wonderful job. We're in this season with academic decathlon. The first competition was the Irving Invitational Competition, and we received first place for that. Speech and debate is also on the road, and they had just attended Princeton Spartan Classic, where they received second place, and a number of students were recognized at the Liberty Classic. 19 students were recognized at the junior high school success breakfast, and then at the junior high, they select a student of the semester, and Mia Gilbert was recognized there, and then also at the Rotary breakfast. And then there was a career tech update. We had our head school counselor chair there, Dr. Waller, and myself. 41 students were enrolled in a career tech program from Oakwood High School, just to share some numbers with you. And a new program is being added for fall at Fairmount High School. Fairmount Kettering will be advanced manufacturing. And again, we'll be able to participate in that. So as students start scheduling and things like that, it looks like it's on schedule. Take it back, Dr. Lang was there too at the meeting. And so that'll be a need to kind of start sharing that information. It looks like they're on schedule with introducing that program. For safe school environment, appreciate Mr. Eaton with additional signage that is gonna start getting placed around our community, in our schools and in our spaces, both from a directional standpoint and a safety standpoint. Also, big thanks to Mr. Sproat that panic buttons are being installed in our main offices in case, call 911 for any reason there. For efficient, effective operations, and this will happen later, but just to thank our board member, Darren Schwieterman, for his service on our board. And we'll be talking about that a little bit more. We also held a business advisory meeting to gather some feedback on the recent levy, gather feedback on our process to increase membership, and then provide updates on our performing arts wing, which we are on track with as far as the timing goes. And then finally, just kind of excitement that to bring Amanda Brown onto the district. And obviously last month, Lauren Gentry is our director of alumni, and she's been hitting the ground running and asking some great questions and building some positive relationships with that. So just wanted to kind of share some of those updates. Now I'm going to turn over, but I'm actually gonna make my way down to the podium to kind of share an update. You've got a packet in front of you of the slides if you want to look at it a little bit more closely. But one final thing I want to just share is that I'd like to just thank all the staff members that participated in our community relations director interview team. So Mrs. Couch oversaw the process for that and put an amazing process together. We know the gauntlet process. We know how much time and effort it takes. And so we had staff members, Emily King, Caleb Vander Eyden, Harrison Gowdy, Sandy Branham, Kelsey Jackson, Kim Walther, Amy Smosky, Lori Morris, Joe Fisk were involved with that. And then we've got a number of parents that were also helpful and volunteered their time and feedback was James Locklear, Stephanie Ferreira, Kate Miller, Laura Bateau, Amanda Robb, Brad Toby, Renee Kochnick, Casey Nordstrom, Michelle Schoen, Christy Fairfax, Lori Flannery, Molly Cash, and Tracy Williams. So just really appreciative of their help and support. I'm gonna make my way down there.
And while he's doing that, I believe, and I don't want to put anyone on the spot, but when you mentioned CTE programs, are there about 22 CTE programs our students have access to between Kettering and Centerville?
Correct.
Is that about right? So I don't hate to do public math in front of a couple of math teachers, but I believe we're pretty doggone close. Maybe 1 or 2 slots of filling all of the CTE programs that we're allowed with our. Yeah, so that's fantastic for Oakwood. So, okay.
Great. So I just want to share, this was just a great conversation I had with a staff member a couple months back that I really wanted to spend the first few months as I onboarded into the district on really listening and learning. I talked about that last spring, that really I believe good leadership is really understanding the culture of the community. And I don't know if I'll ever be ready to go. I don't know if I'll ever stop listening and stop learning about things that are special and unique to Oakwood schools. But I do feel that as we head into December and into the spring, that there's a launch pad that we're going to be embarking on a new journey together. And so what I want to share is kind of what does our plan look like, I'll say for the second semester. One of the things that I think that you'll see kind of as a central theme is the idea of collaboration and clear two-way communication that I really want to have. And I don't want that to be kind of a one and done that we'll finish this coming spring and then we'll be done. But what it'll look like is just the beginning of it. And so some planning has been done in the past month to kind of take off into what this might look like. So what'll happen tomorrow morning is we've got a press release that'll go out to the news media outlets. We'll go ahead and I've created a video that'll go out in the morning, and also we'll share some things through a blog. But really talking about, first of all, our community and making sure that we have a collaborative, collective vision. So I did get approached a couple times throughout my interview process and in the fall is asking what my vision is. And I definitely have a vision as a leader, but I also know that as the superintendent of schools, it's really important that we have that I create a shared vision. And it's something that we have fingerprints on. The fingerprints aren't just from our staff, but they're with our community, and they're also with our students. What I think is a challenge, but something I think that you'll see kind of in this plan is that a data point that is still stuck in my head is 60% of our community are empty nesters. And so it's not just enough for me to say that we'll hold PTO meetings and we'll share things at the school to gather feedback, but how do I go out into the community to engage our families, our empty nesters and our community to gather that feedback and create a shared vision? And so that's what you're going to see here. So you'll see this launch pad right here. Again, it's a PDF that you've got in front of you. And it does look like our runway map, especially from the Dayton area for us to have that. What you're gonna see is this runway. It's built on this idea of clear and transparent communication. And then you'll see some time markers there that'll kind of initiate different, signify different pieces. The one, I guess, when I was kind of thinking through this vision, is that they wouldn't look like just isolated activities that we're gonna check the box. They look like this linear approach. I know it looks like that from a runway standpoint, but hopefully what it'll look like more is maybe a domino effect of some of the learning that'll happen and take place here will help inform how the next step helps to kind of create what that path looks like into the next one. So I'm gonna go ahead now and kind of zoom in on each piece. The first one is a quality profile. That is not new to Oakwood schools. But it's about January when we've submitted or shared that in the past. So we're in the process right now of gathering information and stories. Our principals or our staff have done a wonderful job of highlighting and continuing to kind of bring forward what those look like. At the last cabinet meeting, for example, we opened up a Google Doc and just kind of said, what boast about the stories that's happening in your different departments and in your different areas. And because we also know that stories stick. Some of the data points, I think, is what our community cares about, but sometimes the stories tell a different picture of really what we want as our pride points in the community. And so quality profiles across especially the state of Ohio, the inception of it happened because community members had said, we care more about what's than on the state report card. State report card is really sometimes about what happened on one day of testing, and we're sometimes monitored by that over the course of a year. And so the quality profile gives us a chance to really talk about our district's accolades and our programs and our achievements. And so our goal will be to push that out into so that our families are able to see that sometime in January. The next one is that we'll be starting this off, and you'll see it actually already in that visual. I know the type might be hard to read, but we're going to have some superintendent coffees. So they're going to be monthly. They're going to start in January. They're going to be, I think, from 9 to 10:30. It says right there. It'll be an opportunity for the community to come to ask questions, to share ideas, to provide some feedback to us. I might be bringing some of our district administrators with me at different times, and we'll meet at the Oakwood Community Center for those. And again, the reason why I think is because I want that to be a neutral site. I don't want anybody to feel like they're coming into the schools, and so therefore it's going to feel a certain way, but hopefully we're going to meet on common ground and they're going to feel okay about doing that. And then depending on where things go, depending on numbers, if we need to kind of shift it, it happens at Rubicon later in the spring week, we might go over there from a space standpoint, but for right now, we'll go ahead and start it at the OCC. And we'll have that. We'll continue that into the future. We'll probably take the summer off. I don't know if the frequency will continue a month. We'll see how numbers go, but I want it to be a place where people can feel free that they can come in and ask questions in it and have some time to kind of share and provide some feedback. On the next one, we'll be launching a community survey in February. We're looking at contracting with a company. The company has done work in Oakwood in the past, and so it's familiar with our group. Also, they're known to do that at least in the state, if not across the nation, in working with school districts on surveys. And I think about from a statistical standpoint, I was a high school math teacher. I taught one semester of statistics, but really putting a survey together that's valid and reliable and represents the community is going to be very, very important. Because if we decide on what the actual community feedback topics are going to be, then we're going to want to make sure that what survey results come back are representative of our community. And so that's what we're kind of talking with that research company right now about. So that'll happen in February. Gathering that feedback is going to be important. I'm going to ask you, and we have not approved this yet, so this should have an asterisk mark to it. And on purpose, I didn't do that. You go to the next one. You're fine. Is February 12th. So we won't actually vote on our board meeting dates until January, the organizational board meeting. But right now, if that's approved, February 12th is a board meeting. I'll go ahead and come back down here to the podium and I'll give the state of the schools address. And so if we change the board meeting day for some reason, then we'll just go ahead and hold on that night. But it'll be a chance to kind of share the achievements, our future outlook on our community, and really trying to encourage our community to attend so that they can be a part of that and try to make it something special for them. The next one is the idea of a strategic plan. So something I had been kind of looking for, is that we would have that. Been talking with different, leaders and looking at different approaches of what that might look like in our school communities. And, so I'll be looking to put together a small group of, people that will, come together over the series of meetings. They'll have some representation. We'll have students involved on that subcommittee also to put a strategic plan together. We'll make sure that we have some feedback loops in place to either gather input from our community and also provide some input or provide some updates with the board along the way. So that's coming. That's gonna take us, if you see for the dates, from March to May. So that's gonna happen second semester. All that's gonna happen from January to May. We'll be able to hit in the summertime. I can't say that we're gonna be done as far as we'll have it all nice and tidy and tied up. What'll probably happen is we'll call it a summer, or go ahead and kick off the summer, enjoy our summer, come back in August, and stay tuned because we'll come back and unveil either on our staff opening day or that night into the community the final strategic plan to share out there. So just wanted to share kind of our launch pad, embarking on a new journey with all of you officially, and see if you have any questions before we move on to the rest of our meeting.
That's great.
Right.
Thanks for sharing that with us.
Very clear, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Where am I at? Okay.
All right, next up is curriculum showcase. Thank you.
Yes, tonight, the title is Real Money, Real World. And this, I guess, course you would say, is taught by Kendra Rarick. And this program provides young people the opportunity to learn basic money management practices in the classroom. And then they make simulated lifestyle and budget choices similar to the rest of us adults, and things that we face on a daily basis through a spending simulation. So it was a big day. Real Money, Real World is a great example of learning by doing. So I hope you enjoy the presentation.
The overall purpose of Real Money, Real World is for students to obtain a sense of life, if you will. They all have assumed the role of a 27-year-old, and they have a spouse who is going to work and bring home $400, and they're also going to school, so that's part-time pay. And all of our students have children that range anywhere from 1 to 4 kids, and they have to go through 13 different booths of life, if you will. There's a communications booth, there's a food booth, transportation, housing, insurance, entertainment, health and wellness. And the goal is that they finish the simulation with money left over to put into savings. There are different options at each of the booths, and they're able to choose what would be, the best option. And then they put that into their check register and they deduct that from their balance. So for the past month, they have been doing different simulation ready classes. They've been watching videos, they've been filling out their simulation sheets. They've been learning about the difference between net pay and gross pay, deductions. They've been learning about one's first needs. So they went through 4 lessons that are through the Ohio State University Extension Office, and they've been doing these through their advisory.
About your contribution, so you can come back and if you do, if you take a chance in the lottery.
I mean, this is, they're learning about insurance. They're a lot of them are realizing just how expensive life really is once you put a dollar amount into, the picture. I think it's easy to just, oh, we're going to the grocery store, let's buy X, Y, and Z. But then once they're actually able to see the price and realize, well, hold on a second, we have a budget we have to stay within. I think it's really eye-opening for them to see this.
It was a close call a few times, but I ended up at $241. I understand why my family sometimes says, we're tough on the budget. We're gonna go easy this month.
So we reached out to local businesses. So we have the owner of Mara Luna here, for example. The PTO has really helped as well. Lots of parents are here volunteering their time as well. It's fun to see because once they get going in the simulation, it's, oh my gosh, I'm already out of money and I still have, these booths that I still have to visit. And then it's, oh my gosh, now what? Oh, I have to go find a financial advice and I'm getting a part-time job. I mean, it's just really looking at life as a whole and just how expensive it can be, but how important it is to not live above your means either. I heard a couple of kids say they're not having kids. I heard a couple of students say, this life is expensive. Like, I'm not going to, get upset with my parents if they won't buy me, these brand new shoes, because now I know just how expensive everything else is.
Who did that video? 'Cause it was really well done.
I wanted to welcome everyone. It's crazy that it's already November. I don't know, it feels like time flies by faster and faster.
And I got a kick out of Kendra was telling me some of the comments the students made to her. And she had a student come up and say, I am not gonna I have to go home and apologize to my parents for asking them for the latest phone, for the best shoes, for
Yeah.
it was a real eye opener for them. So, a good program.
Yeah, what a great simulation.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Thank you very much for sharing. Oh, yeah, it was rare. You did a fantastic job explaining all of that, so
Yes.
very well done. Excellent, okay. Next up is board reports. Anybody have a board report this time around? Excellent, okay. Next up is budget and finance.
You have the,
Yeah, Ms. Heiser, yeah.
yep, sorry, you have the monthly report in your packets. There's no action required from that, but it is there. If you pull it up, you'll see that we're trending in line with the plan for the time of year, actually doing slightly better in both, but just marginally better. Both our collections for this time of year and our expenses for this time of year. So good news to report from the finance board.
Excellent, thank you very much. Number 6, any unfinished business before the board? Seeing as there is none. Number 7, new business before the board. Is a recommendation is made to approve the resolution to recognize the contributions of Mr. Darren Schwederman to Oakwood Schools during his term of the 2021 to 2023 school year. And I would like to read our resolution of commendation for Mr. Schwederman. He was not able to be here with us tonight. We were so looking forward to singing his praises and appreciating him and probably making him feel a little uncomfortable. So resolution of accommodation, whereas Darren Schwederman will end his service as a Board of Education member effective January 8th, 2024. And whereas Darren Schwederman served as an Oakwood School Board of Education member for 2 years. And he has demonstrated leadership to the district students, staff, and families as a school board member. And has positively influenced the lives of Oakwood students through support of rigorous academic curricula, state-of-the-art educational facilities and equipment, technology integration, and fiscal stability. And has been sincere and energetic in his approach to his work, has given freely of his time and abilities far beyond what is required or expected, and has displayed a genuine commitment to attaining the myriad goals of the district in a skillful and professional manner. The enthusiasm and generosity he has shown in his endeavors has earned him the respect and admiration of all those with whom he has worked. and contributed his time and expertise to the process of hiring a new superintendent of Oakwood schools, to serving on the technology and the policy committees, and supporting the levy as both a board and a community member. Therefore, be it resolved that the Oakwood School Board of Education commends Darren Schwederman for his 2 years of service, leadership, and dedication to the Oakwood school students and staff. And be it further resolved, the Board of Education publicly extends its appreciation to Darren Schwederman for his contributions to our school district and wishes him many years of health and happiness in his future endeavors. So, yes. Hopefully he's one of the 2 people at home watching this right now. And it is, we very much appreciate all the work that he has done. It has been quite a 2 years here in Oakwood. So he has contributed a lot of time and talent to all of that. So, all right. Next up is number 8, administrative reports and superintendent recommendations.
I'm gonna stop just for a matter of order.
Yes.
In order for us to pass that, we need motion in a second.
You know what?
And formal
That's
resolution.
An excellent idea. Yes, thank you. Appreciate you. Okay. So recommendation is made to approve, or can I get a motion to approve the resolution to recognize Darren, the contributions of Darren Schwederman in Oakwood schools during his term from 2021 to 2023.
Second.
Ms. Heiser?
Dr. Middleton? Aye. Ms. DiLorenzo? Aye. Ms. Kawhi? Aye. And Mr. Wilson?
Aye. Thank you. Okay, now moving on to number 8, administrative reports and superintendent recommendations.
Yes, I'll take some of these one by one. So I'm gonna start with 8A, which is just for information, just to present to you for review, new course proposals for AP Research and AP Computer Science. Plans are to request approval at the January 8th, 2024 board meeting. So these are just kind of a first read for you to be able to view those. The next one is letter B. This is also informational. It's presented for review, as are the new course proposals for Personal Finance and Investing 101. And again, those will be to request approval at the January 8th, 2024 board meeting. And then letter C is presented for review as the Oakwood Junior High and the Oakwood High School Program of Study updates for the 2024-25 school year. This is where we start to live in 3 different school years, sort of as we prepare for the next one. And we'll go ahead and request approval at the January 8th board meeting for that one. Finally, letter D is our last informational. It is the review of the 2024 summer school program. And you'll be able to, we'll be looking to request approval for that at the January 8th board meeting also. Taking a look at 8E, this is a recommendation, is made to approve the following resolution with our Southwest Ohio EPC. And this is for a natural gas plant resolution.
All right, can I get a motion to approve the resolution with the Southwest Ohio EPC, please?
So moved. Second.
Ms. Heiser?
Ms. Kawhi?
Aye.
Ms. DiLorenzo? Aye. Dr. Middleton? Aye. And Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Okay, so the next one's 8F, which is the recommendation to approve the policies. Again, our partnership with Neola. There were looks like a little bit more than a dozen new policies that we're able to take a look at. Again, just as you had shared, board member Schwederman was part of our process in addition to our district administrators. We did a view of them at the last board meeting, and so tonight I'm asking for the approval for the ones that you see listed in 8F.
Can I get a motion to approve the policies included in the fall update as presented at the November 8th, 2023 board meeting, please?
So moved. Second.
Ms. Heiser?
Ms. DiLorenzo? Aye. Ms. Kawhi? Aye. Dr. Middleton? Aye. And Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
The next one is 8G, which is a recommendation to approve the updates made to the 2024-25 district calendar. Basically, this is just changing the dates in November so that something I'm cognizant about is just the safety on voting day. We do have one of our schools that is a voting site, and I did reach out to Montgomery County Board of Elections to see if it could be changed. It doesn't appear that way. And so I just, we know that especially at the elementary school level, not being able to have our gymnasium really does kind of create some concerns with community members coming in, and we're not really sure who's coming in during that day. And so what this would do is shift it so that it becomes a professional development day. And so basically we'll feel a little bit more free for being able to have voting at our school and having our student safety intact. So recommendation for the updates to the 2024-25 district calendar. I do want to say that pending your approval, I'll communicate that to staff tomorrow and then ask the principals to place that in their parent newsletters at the end of the week.
All right, motion to approve the updates made to the 2024-25 district calendar, please.
So moved. Second.
Ms. Heiser?
Dr. Middleton. Aye. Ms. DiLorenzo. Aye. Ms. Kawhi. Aye. And Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
I'll take number 8, letters H and I together under one motion. The first one, letter H, is the recommendation to approve the updated supplemental index. It's over 2 positions, a assistant musical director and a theater supervisor. And then letter I is a recommendation to approve the job descriptions that correspond to both of those.
All right, motion to approve numbers 8H and 8I.
So moved. Second.
Ms. Heiser?
Ms. Kawhi. Aye. Ms. DiLorenzo. Aye. Dr. Middleton. Aye. And Mr. Wilson.
Aye. That moves us to number 9, personnel items, resignations, non-renewals.
Yeah, so reluctantly, I'll take 9A through C under one motion. I'm going to go ahead and read the names of that we recommend to accept the retirement resignation of the following people and their positions. The dates that are listed are a little bit different for each person. But just to share, Deborah Osterfield, PE and adaptive PE teacher. She's been with Oakwood since June 2006. You'll see that letter B has Dana Murphy as our educational aide. She's been with the district since August 1996. And then also Kelly Owens, our school counselor at the high school level, who's been with our district since May 2003. So 3 people that have contributed a lot to our schools, impacted a lot of lives. We're going to be sad for them to go, and those will be hard shoes to fill. Again, just wanted to make the recommendation to accept those.
Can I get a motion for items 9A through 9E?
So moved. Second.
Ms. Heiser?
Dr. Middleton. Aye. Ms. DiLorenzo. Aye. Ms. Kawhi. Aye. And Mr. Wilson.
Aye. Next up is item 10, personnel items, recommendations.
Yes, A, we already took care of with the approval of the position for Amanda Brown as Director of Community Relations. So I'll take letters B through F under one motion. I'll read them. It is recommendation to approve the following college workers pending completion of required documents. We've got a list of them. Letter C is a recommendation to amend the following supplemental contract for the 24 school year, or 24 school year, or 23-23. Okay, 23-24. And then letter D is a recommendation to approve the following supplemental contracts for the 23-24 school year. You'll see 3 positions there. Letter E is a recommendation to pay Tracy Hale per the attachment for additional days per contract language, basically for the transitions period. And then letter F is the approval of the attached list of substitutes effective December 11th, pending completion of required documents.
Can I get a motion, please, to approve items 10B through 10F?
So moved. Second.
Ms. Heiser?
Ms. DiLorenzo. Aye. Ms. Kawhi.
Aye.
Dr. Middleton. Aye. And Mr. Wilson.
Aye. All right, next is executive session. The motion is made and to move into executive session for the specific purpose of considering the compensation of public employee or official and matters required to be kept confidential by federal law or regulations or state statutes. And the board also anticipates no further action after executive session. Can I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Ms. Heiser?
Dr. Middleton. Aye. Ms. DiLorenzo. Aye. Ms. Kawhi. Aye. And Mr. Wilson.
Aye. Thank you all for coming out today. What a very good time we've all had together. And we'll be back here, next month.
Sure.